Today we're gonna learn how to make this cute Halloween door sign because Halloween is coming soon. Alright guys, so here's what you need. Some chalkboard markers, a little piece of chalk for sketching out your ideas, and a chalkboard and some paper towel just to erase things that you don't want. And I'm using VersaChalk chalkboard markers because they were super nice and sent me these 2 sets and the chalkboard for free so that I can show you guys how awesome these are, and I'm already loving the colors. And the broad tips are nice because you can flip them around and have a broad round tip or a chisel tip, which is super nice. So we're gonna start out by just applying good old chalk to our chalkboard and just smearing it around. This is gonna create this nice base, and it also kind of it acts like a primer for the chalkboard, so all your designs and stuff, if you make mistakes, come off a little bit easier later on. So grab your regular chalk and just start sketching out your design. I'm creating these spider webs in all 4 corners, so you can do that as well, or you can choose something else. These are super easy to make. Just make 3 lines and then connect them with a curved line. And now you have room in the middle for your letters, so start sketching out your little phrase or your word or whatever you're working with. I'm gonna start writing the word enter, and I can see that I don't have much room for the R at the end. It's a little bit squished, so I'm gonna move everything over and make the letters a little bit smaller. And this is why you want to sketch out your stuff with regular chalk, not chalk markers. Even though chalk markers aren't permanent, they do need water to be taken off the chalkboard, and regular chalk does not. You just need something dry to wipe it off with. So it's perfect for sketching out your ideas first and then using the chalk marker on top to go over everything once you know where everything is gonna go. Alright, so now that I'm happy with my design, I'm going to grab my thin chalk marker and I'm going to go over all of my text and my little spider webs. And you should probably start this at the top and work your way down instead of what I just did and starting at the bottom, because the markers need about a minute to dry, to touch. And if you start at the bottom and then move your way up, you're going to smear them a little bit. So start at the top. And I'm going to use the chisel tip for my letters here. I'm going to try it out. It looks very nice and sharp. It is a double tip, so one side of the tip is round and the other side is the chisel tip. And the chisel tip is really nice and really sharp. And you can even use it to create some calligraphy looking letters, so you can kind of lay it on its side and create those thick downstrokes. So once you trace everything with your chalk marker, and so if you have something like this going on where you really don't like the way those letters turned out, just grab some wet paper towels and wipe it off and then start all over again. And as you're doing your lettering with your chalk markers, you should shake them a little bit and press the tips here and there, just so that you have continuous flow of the liquid chalk in your tip so that you're not working with dry tips. Alright, so now that my chalk marker is nice and dry, I will just take dry paper towel and wipe off all the excess chalk from underneath. And I decided to make all of my letters a little bit thicker, so I'm going to grab my thin tip and make them thicker, just to make them stand out a little bit more. Alright, so now that I'm done making them a little bit thicker, I decided to add a little tiny spider to the side over here just to make it a little bit more spooky. And I also decided to add a little bit of serifs to my letters over here just to make them a little bit different. So I can totally call this done, but since I have so many colors to work with here, I'm gonna add a little bit more to this. So I'm gonna grab a purple because it feels a little bit Halloweenish, and I'm just gonna add some drop shadows to all my letters. Alright guys, you're done. This is it. Just grab it now and put it somewhere in your home to decorate for Halloween. And also make sure to look below the blog post in my blog for a full list of all the supplies that I'm using in this video.